very simply be defined as a strong feeling or emotion, either about a concept or a cause. But that isn't where it ends. For me, passion is an intense, fervent desire for something. Now that's passion covered. But what about passionate people? I believe they deserve a definition of their own because of how beautifully rare they are. And author Jack Kerouac sums them up perfectly in this quote. "The only people for me are the mad ones, the ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved, desirous of everything at the same time. The ones who never yawn or say a commonplace thing, but burn, burn, burn. Like fabulous Roman candles exploding like spiders across the stars. And in the middle, you see the blue center light pop, and everybody goes, ah." That's a beautiful quote. It's beautiful because it captures the importance of being vibrant, interesting individuals, how important it is to live life the way it's meant to be lived. And that's what my talk is about. The need to be passionate. And I'm going to cover this from 3 different angles, which are passion in your everyday life, finding the right balance, and reconciling your economic state with your passions. So on with the first one, passion in your everyday life. Chances are most people in the audience have a passion or passions, but that isn't enough. To be able to do something with your passions, you need to be passionate, and that requires having a sense of optimism matched only by your unrelenting determination. Nowadays, the status quo is that to be happy, you have to see the world through a monochromatic grayscale lens, that you can only be happy if you work a 9-to-5 corporate job. But that isn't true if you don't want to. Instead, get excited. Find joy in the world. Do the extraordinary, make everything mundane, and why shouldn't you infect people with a sense of joie de vivre that's so impossible to ignore? See the change it brings in your disposition. Start with yourself, and then notice the world around you, and it will change along with you. You cannot be forceful about your passions, and you cannot realize your passions unless you're passionate about everyday life. Like Kerouac says, be mad about living. Now it's time to segue into a bit of realism here and talk about finding the right balance. And to be honest, I didn't really think about this until I asked Jason Silva, filmmaker, philosopher, and a passionate person in his own right, how he believed we could spread passion amongst ourselves. And he said something that rung very true. We humans are nesting creatures. It is in our nature to want rest. It may be poetic and romantic to say that we should spend our lives seeking out adventure, but that isn't the case. It's just as likely to lead us into a life of complete misery, just the same way mundanity day in and day out is. We humans do need nesting as much as we need novelty. Therefore, we must learn to oscillate and moderate between the two. We need the familiar comfort of our own beds at the end of a long day of work, because without it, we are lost. What's the point of having a passion in the first place when you make the pursuit of it forceful? Balance, balance, balance. And for the love of God, don't drive yourself into misery. But now it's time to inject a bit of a damper into this talk and bring up finances. Let's face it, the pursuit of passion is an expensive occupation, and you cannot get what you want right off the bat just because you have an undergrad degree under your belt. Like with everything else, you need to work hard for your passions. You need to put in long hours of work, nights without sleep, but that's okay, because that's what makes it sweeter when you get what you want in the end. Some people even stumble onto their passions in the first place. And my case in this point are the Vlog Brothers, a video blogging duo on YouTube comprised of brothers Hank and John Green. They made this video blogging channel to bridge a communication gap between themselves. And now, 1,000 videos on, they have a viewership 800,000 people strong, a platform for passions both old and new. And now, Hank Green, an organic chemist by occupation, is a rock star in his own right and founder of DFTBA Records, along with the world's largest video blogging conference called VidCon. And John Green, in addition to being a New York Times best-selling author of books such as The Fault in Our Stars and Looking for Alaska, has fulfilled his dream of providing a free platform for education in the form of Crash Course. If that isn't a testament to the fact that keeping your passions in mind long enough will lead to good things, I don't know what is. Relentlessness, balance, reconciliation. Determination, moderation, resources. Ladies and gentlemen, it does not take a philosopher to say to you what I have said today, but it requires a reminder. We must inject ourselves with a heavy dose of vibrancy, inhale optimism, and exhale encouragement. Start with yourself, and then expand your circle of influence until you're a passionate person surrounded by passionate, unafraid individuals. Quoting Maya Angelou, you can only become accomplished doing the things you love. Don't make money your goal. Instead, pursue the things you love doing and then do them so well that people can't take their eyes off you. And though she may be talking about things that are outside our immediate grasp, the general principle is something we must all strive towards. Each and every one of us has the ability to make the world a better place if only we allowed ourselves to. Determination, moderation, resources. What if we made passion our priority? Thank you.